That's what I said. Then it was like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, what in the world? Don't do that here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You've probably seen this video. This dad and baby became a viral sensation because it looks like the baby understands everything the dad is saying and then talking back too. Not only is that video stinking cute, our next guest says that it's an important tool that all parents use, and that's to have a little chat like that with their kids to promote speech and language development. And we are happy to welcome Stephanie Ciatti to the Morning Blend. She is a speech pathologist and author of Babble Books. Great to see you.
Nice to see you.
That chat, I think, is so adorable, and people can have this sense that the child doesn't understand every word, but at the same time you can totally tell that he's communicating.
Exactly, yeah, that dad is doing a great job. He's maintaining eye contact, kind of like us. If you didn't speak English, you wouldn't know that they're not totally understanding each other. He is maintaining eye contact, responding to his child, doing everything right.
Yeah, and why do you think it's important that parents have conversations? Because a lot of people are going to say, well, that baby's just too young to have a conversation.
Right, I hear that all the time. It's very important because babies are developing their speech. They're watching how you're talking, they're testing out how they can say the words. If we just, sit and look at our phones and don't interact with our kids, how are they going to learn to talk? It'll happen, but it might be delayed. Yeah.
Well, and I think you bring up a great point. So I think of phones, and you see younger and younger kids with tablets, using computers, things like that. What's the danger with all this screen time, especially at a young age, as it relates to our speech and language development?
Right. So we're seeing that there is a link between screen time use and speech delays. So if you think even educational apps for babies 24 months and younger, they're affecting their speech. They're playing with their tablets, looking down. They're not having to talk. They're using their fingers to do the communication. And they're not getting that response that we can give them with our faces.
And I think sometimes we think, oh, they're so advanced.
Right.
They're working this tablet or working this screen and those things. What about milestones that people should be looking for? And I think that's what's great about your books too, is that there are different levels of development. And I think one of the cautions, I always remember all kids develop at different levels, but there are certain milestones you should be looking at, right?
Right. So you think about physical milestones. You walk through the aisles of Target, you see all the physical tummy time mats, walkers. Those are happening also for speech in the first year. Even babbling goes through different phases. So I have a 2-month-old daughter at home, and she's cooing, and I'll look at her and coo at her, and you see her eyes get bright. So even within that first year, there's milestones that we're meeting with speech.
Yeah, and then it goes on from there. In Babble Books, they're speech development books. Are they some of the only books of their kind?
Yes, they're the only ones on the market, which is surprising to me as a professional and a mom that there's not speech development books for babies and toddlers and kids. So yeah.
What's the difference between a children's book and a speech development book?
So these books are broken up into stages, and they follow the natural progression of speech sounds. So stage 1 is the earliest developed speech sounds. So hi, mama, dada, words that babies can say and they can master very easily, and then they're more likely to want to talk. Yeah.
What are some of the next stages after that early stage?
So stage 2 is the next set of speech sounds, a little bit more difficult. Stage 3, some people don't realize that letters like R may not be mastered until 6 or 7 years.
And you shouldn't worry about that there's a problem.
Right, because yes, those are later speech sounds. Yeah.
And some kids might develop them later too, as we know. What about the feedback you've received about these books? What are parents saying about
They're
them?
amazing. So a lot of the first words are the words found in stage 1. I have a pediatric speech pathologist said that a little girl with autism who was nonverbal was starting to repeat these words in Babble Books, which is very exciting.
That is exciting. I agree. And in terms of using them, what do you recommend? Are these books that you read to your child?
Yes, you read to them. They're simple artwork so the babies can really take in what they're seeing and then look to your face and see how you're saying the words, kind of repeat after you, and eventually start reading themselves.
Is there any certain way you should read? Especially I think about to children who are really young. As they get older, they follow along. Sometimes I think they memorize whole books and they actually read along with you. But what do you suggest in terms of reading with young children, babies, for example?
Right. So if they're not looking at the pages or they're grabbing the pages, that's fine. As long as they're interacting with you and the book, that's fine. I encourage motherese, which is that sing-songy voice, breaking things down, really talking about the pictures. yeah, engaging with them.
And that's where rhymes help too.
Right,
I think when you talk about that sing-song verse, that's wonderful. Congratulations on your books. I think these are really important, especially in today's technology age. People can find out more because they're online on Amazon. You can also find other resources available on this website. It's thebabblebooks.com. Thanks for joining us.